There will always be a time when the new generation comes and starts to dominate the game. As the veteran players get older, the younger players start to take over their spots. This happens every era. When the Kobe Bryants and Tim Duncans and Dirks and Wades started to get older, players like Steph Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Kawhi Leonard stepped up and took over the league. There's a similar thing happening right now, and so many younger players are breaking out and showing what they can really do. These players are leading their teams to the playoffs and playing really well. No one expected the Atlanta Hawks to go all the way to the conference finals. Luka has a case for being the best player in the league. Ja Morant averaged 30 points a game in the playoffs. Jason Tatum had a 50-point game. Nikola Jokic is the first center to win the MVP since Shaq in 2000. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even mention all the young players having great seasons and look very promising going into the future. Let's start off with Devin Booker. And currently, he's in the conference finals against the Clippers. The big flaw that he's had in the past is that he's putting up empty stats because his play doesn't translate to wins. That's what everyone wants at the end of the day, to win. But last year, the Suns added Chris Paul and other winning players. The Suns aren't only good because of the acquisitions they had, but now he knows what a winning culture feels like, and he's adapted to it. His numbers slightly went down, but you could tell his production got way better, if that makes sense. That's because he has to share the ball with Chris Paul and let him do his thing. When Chris Paul was out of the playoffs, Devin Booker embraced it and showed us what he could do. He's also in his first playoff appearance this year, and usually with players' first playoff appearances, we're a little bit skeptical because they don't always play well. But Devin Booker, he's been playing amazing. And let's talk about his teammate for a second, DeAndre Ayton. He's looking very promising. He will be known as the first overall pick in front of Luka and Trey, but no one will still get mad at the pick. If the Suns go back in time, I'm sure they would have drafted Luka, but they definitely didn't waste the pick, and they got a really productive player. He's shown in these playoffs that he's a really solid and young center that definitely isn't a bust. Another guy is Luka Doncic. And wow, he could not be stopped. He had Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Patrick Beverley, Reggie Jackson isn't even that bad, on the other team to guard him, and it didn't matter. Yes, I know they switched Kawhi off of him a lot, and Paul George sometimes too, but he still had to give the Clippers buckets, and he did. Last year, he did a similar thing, and that shocked us. It was a 6-game sample, and although not many people were saying it's a fluke, but to play even better this year in a 7-game series, that just solidified his case even more. He put up damn near a 36-point triple-double on amazing efficiency. Kristaps wasn't playing, and if he was a shell of himself. Tim Hardaway Jr. was his second best player, and that says a lot. And for Luka Doncic to get that much attention and put up those numbers on that efficiency, and lead his team to 7 games against the Clippers, going up 2-0, that says a lot. He's only 21. Imagine what's in store in 5 or 10 years down the line. The 2018 NBA draft will go down as the draft of Luka Doncic and Trae Young. We've already talked about Luka Doncic, so let's talk about Trae Young. I made a video about the Hawks before the season even started, and I said that the Hawks lacked defense, and I was very skeptical of the players they got in the offseason. I predicted that the Hawks would barely miss the playoffs, but if they did make it, they'd be the 7th or 8th seed and would be an easy first-round exit. Wow, was I wrong? And I wasn't alone. Many people had doubts in the Hawks, and they didn't think Trae Young would contribute to winning. Trae Young and the Hawks have shocked everyone. Even the biggest Hawks fan didn't expect this. The Atlanta Hawks are making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Technically, they don't have a single All-Star on their team. Trae Young is 22 and he's averaging 31 points, 3 rebounds, and 11 assists a game on 42, 33, 87 shooting splits. And I know the efficiency isn't the greatest, but he's doing what he needs to do to win games, and that's more than just shooting and scoring. Jason Tatum has taken another leap this season. He averaged 26, 7, and 4 on good efficiency, and in the playoffs, he got even better. He has become a great two-way wing that can take over the game when he needs to. Every season in his career, he has taken a leap, and he didn't slow down this year either. He has been getting some comparisons to Kobe Bryant, and I see that in his game. Even his defense is getting there too. He isn't afraid of the big stage, and he's only 17. I'm kidding. He's 22, which is still really, really young, and I'm excited to see what he can do in the future. The 2019 draft will probably be known as the draft of Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. I made a video about them last week. Check it out on the card on the screen, but they have taken huge leaps. Zion Williamson has emerged as a 27 point per game scorer and is one of the most dominant players in the league. He's doing this on 61% from the field while making the All-Star team in only his sophomore year. Ja Morant hasn't put up the numbers like Zion has, but he's a winner. He knocked out Steph Curry and the Warriors in the play-in game, and they made the playoffs in the tough West. He averaged 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists a game on 49, 32, 78 shooting splits. The Grizzlies also managed to steal a game from the Utah Jazz on the road. Zion is 20 and Ja is 21, so they have a long way to go and they have a very promising future. Last year in the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell played at an insane level. Him and Jamal Murray were going back and forth, and I remember so many 50-point games in one series. Donovan averaged 36 points in that series and Jamal averaged 32. It was amazing. It was awesome to see that his play elevated again this year, and he's solidifying himself as a great playoff performer. I remember in his rookie year, he torched Paul George and Russell Westbrook. This year, he took another jump as he led his team to the best record in the entire league. He's a great scorer and is a reliable closer. Every single year he has been improving, and if he continues this trend, he will be a great player in the future. And one thing that he has that no one else does is that Dwayne Wade is helping him out. Wade joined the ownership group for the Jazz in October last year, and even during the games he's talking to Donovan Mitchell. Imagine what he's teaching him off of the court. All the players I have talked about so far are all under 25. These next two guys I want to mention are still pretty young, but aren't as quite young as the others. Just like LeBron and Chris Paul were a bit older than guys like Steph and KD and Kawhi, and those two players are Giannis and Jokic. They're both 26 years old and they're starting their prime years. Giannis already has 2 MVPs and 1 Defensive Player of the Year. He has been the most dominant player in the league for the past few years and has made Milwaukee a great team without having another superstar. Giannis is currently playing in the conference finals and has a chance to go to the finals and win it all. He had to overcome the Brooklyn Nets in the process, and even though injuries were involved, this was a tough team to play against, and it came down to a 7-game series, and Giannis played amazing. Jokic just won his first MVP and is the first center to win it since Shaq in 2000. This year, almost every single superstar has been out for at least 2 weeks. COVID and the shortened seasons really took a toll on the players and teams, but Nikola Jokic played every single game. That's the first time since Kobe in 2008. He's the best passing center in NBA history, he can stretch the floor, and he's so slippery as a player that no one can really stop him. He just finds a way to get it near the hole. Jamal Murray was injured for the whole playoffs, and Nikola Jokic was able to single-handedly beat out the Trailblazers in 6 games. And when he had Jamal Murray last year, they went all the way to the conference finals. Seeing all those players I've mentioned so far play how they are at such a young age makes me so excited for the future of the league. Most of the current superstars in the league are on the other side of 30, or they're pretty much there. They definitely have a lot left in the tank, but they will start to slow down within 5 years' time. And time goes by fast. 5 years ago, Steph Curry led the Warriors to the best record in NBA history. Kobe and Tim Duncan retired, and LeBron and the Cavs came back from 3-1 in the finals and won the championship. And for those that were basketball fans back then, it doesn't feel that long ago. And 5 years into the future, some of our favorite players are going to be slowing down. So I'm so grateful to watch these all-time greats for the near future, but I'm also very, very excited to see who takes their place and runs the league for years to come. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I respond to every comment, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe for future basketball content, and thank you for watching.